Hi, I forgot that I didn't do my what I watched in February, and I didn't watch that many. Um, so yes, the first films that I watched were Before Sunset and Before Sunrise. Before Sunrise and Before Sunset. I also tried to watch Before Midnight, but the disc doesn't work anymore. And it's stressing me out kind of because a lot of my films lately haven't been working, they're scratched, so they don't. I haven't even watched that movie that many times, but it just won't work anymore, and I'm sad. But Before Sunset are beautiful films. Talked about them in my genres tag a little bit, but they're very, very realistic. The whole film is like a lot of talking, mostly just a lot of dialogue. And that everything that they say is very, very just like natural and real conversations like you would have, you know? And the relationship isn't perfect at all. Like, there's a lot of flaws, lots of issues, lots of real issues. Like Before Sunset, I feel like that is when it gets real. Like before Sunrise, a little more like the conversations are still really great, but it's like they fall in love like within a night or whatever, and then they meet up again 9 years later. Every film is filmed 9 years later, and their actors are the same age as their characters are at that moment. So I think that's pretty cool, and I would hope there's another one. I hope there's another one. I really do. I don't think they will be because like the trilogy makes sense, you know. But I want to know more. I want to know more. But I don't know what happened to be at the end of Before Midnight because it was kind of a cliffhanger, but I don't know. If you don't do it, I guess you have to put it up for interpretation. But Before Sunset, there's a scene where they're in the car and they both like break down, and it's one of like that scene always like sends chills down my spine, makes me want to cry. Just like it's so real and so well acted, and it's like my favorite scene in the whole film because it's just like all of their emotions are coming out, all of their real feelings are coming out, and it's just like they have a real conversation in the car, and like everything kind of gets resolved in that moment, and it's just like great. It's so good. Um, Next, I watched Coming to America. Um, I'm not a fan of Eddie Murphy like now, but I back in the day he was really good. Like he had a lot of good movies, and Coming to America is like one of my favorite films ever. It has a really great cast. It has Arsenio Hall, James Earl Jones, John Amos, Madge Sinclair, Sherry Headley. It also has Louis Anderson, a small cameo by Samuel L. Jackson, and also has Eric LaSalle from ER, and he's actually hilarious in this movie, and he's really attractive, and he's great. um, so yeah, like this film though is just perfect, and it's so funny. Like for some reason, I had the quote in my head from this film where John Amos's character is talking about he has a chain restaurant called McDowell's, like McDonald's, and he's talking about the difference between them. And I love that whole quote. It's too long. I don't memorize. I don't have it memorized, but it was in my head. I don't know why. It was like in my head for a few weeks, and I was like, "Why is this in my head?" Like it's the most random thing. So I watched it, and that scene still made me laugh because it's great. But my favorite line from the favorite quote, that line from that quote is, "They have seed on their buns. Our buns have no seeds," and like the whole quote is great. And then last was Safety Not Guaranteed. um, I love this movie so much, but at the same time, there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems with it at the end of the day. Like, if I stopped to think about it, I probably would analyze it too much, and then I would be like, it's not that good of a movie. But I'm not gonna do that because I love it. I love being in my ignorance about it because it makes me so happy when I watch it. Um, and just so good to me. Like, I just think it's so beautifully done, and there's just like there's a love interest story. Like, there's not really, not between like there is one between them kind of, but not that. But there's a Kristen Bell in this, and I feel like her storyline didn't need to be included. I feel like that was kind of messy, and I didn't want I had a what I didn't really understand. I still don't understand the point of her character or the storyline that they had with her because I didn't really like end up going anywhere in the end. So I was like, they could have done without that, and I think if they hadn't included that, it would have been a perfect movie. Like, honestly, because before that, it's really good. Like, it's just like really fun and really cute, and then that kind of makes him out to be a creep. Like, honestly, like that part kind of makes him out to be kind of weird and creepy. And that, so yeah, so that's the thing that, if I thought about it enough, maybe that would be like, okay, that's not that good of a movie. But I don't care. Like, I mean, this it doesn't ruin it for me, but I wish the storyline wasn't in it. Like, that is my only issue I have with it. So yeah, I only watched those films this month because life, and I wasn't feeling up to it. So yeah, that is all. Goodbye.